These people's relatives are not coming back. They're gone. Your salary's still on.
On a second day of congressional testimony.
Congressman, it's not about the money for me. That's not why I came.
Are you giving up any money?
Boeing CEO Dennis Muilenburg took heated questions on the two 737 MAX crashes that killed hundreds and grounded the plane maker's global fleet of MAX jets.
You're continuing to work and make $30 million a year after this horrific two accidents that caused all these people's relatives to go, to disappear, to die. You're not taking a cut in pay at all?
Congressman, again, our board will make those determinations.
You're not accountable then. You're saying the board's accountable.
Congressman, I am accountable, sir.
Members of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee showed internal communications at Boeing that seemed to show company engineers raising vulnerabilities in the MAX design as early as 2015. One document from summer 2018, before the first MAX crash, says if pilots didn't react to a failure of the plane's new flight control system within 10 seconds, the result would be catastrophic. That system at least partly faulted for both MAX crashes. Representative Albio Sierras read a startling email from a MAX program manager.
My first concern, he states, is that our workforce is exhausted. Fatigued employees make mistakes. Employees are either deliberately or unconsciously circumventing established processes. For the first time in my life, I am sorry to say that I am hesitant about putting my family on a Boeing airplane.
Muilenburg says production rate on the MAX didn't change after that employee reached out to him directly.
I told him I appreciated the fact that he brought up those issues and concerns.
Boeing's path to getting the MAX flying again could still be months long.
We've been having MAX resumption of service meetings that we have to be ready for it. Yeah. So that's ongoing as far as how we're going to turn it back on and do it in a least impact method.
At United Airlines, David Kensick is in charge of managing logistics. The dance of all United planes crisscrossing the world. Grounding 14 of its jets hasn't made that job easier.
We've got enough experience here to be able to manage through that. And what we'll end up doing is we'll manage the immediate term, manage the flight schedule meeting.
But the longer the grounding drags on, the tougher it may be to compensate.
As time has worn on, the chaos of this has worn off. But the total impact is actually greater because these airlines expected to have more MAXs now than they had back in March when the planes were first grounded.
With the grounding of the MAX, deliveries to airlines that ordered the jet stopped. U.S.-based airlines that fly the MAX are out jets they expected to have by the end of this year. The biggest impact for Southwest, Boeing's biggest MAX customer. The airline had 34 MAX 8s when the grounding happened in March. It expected to have 75 by the end of this year, about 10% of its fleet.
I think we need the MAX. We've got a very, I'd say, it's a very encouraging growth plan that we've got right now. And so the MAX is going to be part of that.
The FAA still has to review and greenlight Boeing's fixes to the 737 MAX. The agency told Newsy it has yet to schedule a review flight. But even if the FAA approves the jet, it doesn't mean the rest of the world will follow suit.
Regulators around the world should rigorously scrutinize the MAX and only approve its return when they are completely satisfied with its safety.